I hosted the Porn Awards
I remember
twice.
that.
Yeah. And so they said, you should probably go to a set and check it out, you know? And I was like, I just said to my wife, do you care? And she's like, I'm so fucking lucky. My wife is like, does not care. She's like, do what you're going to do, you know, because she trusts me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I go downtown and it was like, it was so like shooting a TV show. It was so much more about the cameras and the lights. And I did not get aroused at all.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. I mean, I've said this on other podcasts where I don't know if this happened to you, but every time I've met a lot, you know, like there's this thing in like the comedy and adult world where it does kind of, you know what I mean? They come to the shows, like if you're in LA, and they're always really nice, but I can't like be aroused by anyone that I meet. No. I meet them and I'm like, oh, you know, just like you humanize them right away.
Yeah. And
then like you guys talk about your day and life. And then it's like, I don't want to watch this person do porn now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's only like when it's a distant fantasy removed, like the humanity of the person,
right?
Where you can objectify them. But like, I don't get a thrill out of meeting them and then watching their stuff.
However.
Yeah.
There was a girl who was a comedian in Boston when me and Rogan were coming up. And she was smoking hot, like big, curvy, sexy Jewish girl. And then she was pretty, so she goes, you know, I'm moving out to Hollywood. And about 2 years later, we're like, I'm not gonna say her name, but remember so-and-so? And like, yeah, it's like somebody handed me a VHS tape, and she had been doing some like, remember when Cinemax was just like, like porn?
Sure.
And that's what she'd gotten into.
Like the skit, like it was like softcore, right?
It was like softcore, but I mean like sex scenes that went on for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And she was in it. And I mean that, I can't tell you, it's the most aroused I've ever been.
Really? Yeah.
Because I knew her.
Yeah, but that's also kind of a reverse of what I'm talking about, right? In a way, because what I'm talking about is like the porn performer, you've seen them in porn, then you meet them, and like the fantasy is like, it's over.
Right.
This is like someone from your real life that gets into a fantasy thing. Yeah. Totally different, I think, you know? Did you respect her or no? Like
I felt sad that she'd gone to Hollywood, and I don't think that was her vision of how things were going to play out.
Yeah.
So it was like, I knew that she wasn't going to be able to do stand-up in Boston again.
Yeah.
You know, that she once you go there, I don't know how you come back from that. I mean, I guess I think Debbie Harry did porn before Blondie took off.
Really?
Yeah.
Real porn?
Well, she definitely did nude photos, but I heard that there was also a porn that was going. I shouldn't say that. Allegedly.
Did I tell you when I first I almost did a Skinemax show? So
what?
Yeah. So I'm 22. This is peak Tom. I'm like 185. I weigh like 30 pounds less than I do now.
Wow.
And I'm a kid. I'm 22 years old.
Yeah.
Clean shaven. I have hair.
Full head of hair.
And I go in, and the audition is like FBI agent. And this is like non-union stuff, right? And I'm like, just like, you know, I'm like this guy in the middle, you know? Like so I go in there. And the guy, you know, okay, I do the read with him, and he's like, how do you feel about being nude? And I was like, I want the non-nude part. And he was like, you sure? And I go, yeah. He goes, and he pulls up a picture of this beautiful blonde woman naked. And he goes, you'll get to fuck her. And I go...
He had orchestrated this interview.
Yeah, and I was like, he goes, well, you know, pretend fuck her, but you guys will be naked and shoot the scene, and you sure you don't want to do that? I go, I mean, I don't think I can, man. I think I got to do the clothed part.
Yeah.
And he was just like, look at her again. And I was like, fuck.
Wow, good restraint.
Like, I know. Well, I just kept thinking about, like, honestly, at that age, just parents. You know, I just left college. Yeah. I remember calling my dad and telling him, and I was like, but I told them I would only do the clothed part, but it would be like a softcore scene, and he's like, "That's okay." He's like, well, people got to get their start somewhere. That's fine. I was like, all right. Well, I go, I just so you know, I won't be pretend fucking some chick on Cinemax.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like offered. Yeah.
When I was in acting school, I went to acting school for 2 years in New York, and it was very methody.
Yeah.
And so I was supposed to do this scene with this girl from this play called The Dreamer Examines His Pillow, and it was like a rape scene.
Oof.
I was supposed to rape her, and so we did the scene in class. And the teacher, who was this gay guy with a handlebar mustache, and he had like button fly jeans, and he always left the top 2 buttons open.
Oh my God.
And they were super tight, and you could see his bulge, and he was very flamboyant. He was fucking riot. Richard Pinter, best acting teacher in New York. And he goes, stop, this is fucking bullshit, stop, you're not raping her. And he goes, you guys need to work this scene out. So he gave us the keys to the studio. And he goes, come in here when we're not around, and you guys need to go deep into this scene. So, and this girl was smoking hot. She was this Puerto Rican girl from Brooklyn. And so we played out the scene like just, it was so hard to cross that line.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to tear her clothes off and like dry hump, and it was dark.
Yeah.
And
how fucking hard did you get?
I got super hard. I mean, you're hard right now. I can't believe it.
I'm so excited by your story.
Oh my God. To sanction it, to say go for it, it's very hard emotionally and psychologically and spiritually to and that's why I'm not an actor to this day, is I wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, that's a rough direction to get.
Yeah.
And so she was good with you working through that scene.
Yeah.
I remember I did acting class out here also with Janet Alhanti. She was phenomenal.
Here in Austin?
Sorry. And I always think I'm in LA.
Yeah.
In LA. And there was like celebrity pop-ins all the time. And at the time, this actress, I think her name was Brooke Burns. I think
Brooke Burns.
Was she dating Bruce Willis or something like that at the time?
Oh yeah. She was a Baywatch girl.
Yes. And we had a scene together.
Damn.
Yeah. We had a scene together in front of the class, and I was supposed to also get aggressive with her.
Uh-huh.
And I asked her to slap me. And she was like, no, I don't want to do that. I go, I want you to do it. And I go, I think it would help, And she's like, really? And she was like, I don't know. I was like, all right. And then we do the scene, and she slapped me. Like, she slapped the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she was like, oh. And then the scene ends, and I go, that was great. That was great. I loved it.
Did you have it on tape?
No, but it's plays in here all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bert and Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.